On October 7th, 2020, I was watching the vice presidential debate. On my TV screen stood Mike Pence and Kamala Harris, Republican and Democrats, gearing for war. With the election only a month away, relations between the two parties were tense at best and violent at worst. And as I watched the debate unfold, I began to notice something. Something so remarkable, so significant, that it could not be ignored. There was a fly on Mike Pence's forehead. And America went crazy as Harris and Pence debated the most pressing issues of our nation's future. Republicans and Democrats alike tuned in to see what the fly would do next. For the first time in the history of the national debates, America was united, not by a candidate, but by a bug. Unfortunately, we cannot elect insects to Congress, so we'll have to find another way to unite Americans. To say that Americans are polarized would be an understatement. According to Levi Boxall of the National Bureau of Economic Research, America has become 108% more polarized over the last 40 years. But sadly, you don't need a statistic to know that, because you've undoubtedly felt the weight of polarization in your own life. It's spread far beyond politics. Now we're polarized over every single trivial issue. If you prefer Coke over Pepsi, you're an idiot. Michael Jordan was better than LeBron James will ever be, and what kind of moron could possibly think that Android is better than iPhone? While these are all somewhat lighthearted issues, the underlying hatred they produce is real, and it's tearing us apart. So today, we will investigate the system of stubbornness we live in. First, we will examine how echo chambers skew our perception. Then we will look at the dangerous consequences of this system before finally addressing what we can do to change it. To begin, let us look to the words of the last great Western philosopher, Kanye West. As Kanye once so wisely asked, have you ever thought you were in love with someone, but then realized you were just staring in a mirror for 20 minutes? Yeah, no, that's just you, Kanye. I mean, who could possibly love something without realizing that it's themselves? We can, and we do it every day on social media. Your feeds and For You pages are custom tailored by an algorithm to show only what you love and what you love to hate. Social media appears to be an endless cornucopia of content, but it's only a shallow reflection of our personal beliefs. So, for once, maybe Kanye West was right. Social media is a mirror, and we're all just falling in love with ourselves. These systems of social media self-love are often dubbed echo chambers, and they're more harmful than you might think. Not only do algorithms bring you what you like, they actively censor everything else. Every opinion, story, group, and religion that you disagree with vanished. In an echo chamber, you're not seeing information and determining an opinion. Your opinion is determining the information you see. This feedback loop is precisely how echo chambers polarize us. When we never interact with the other side, we quickly develop hatred towards it. I have a little cousin who gets everything he wants. Now, you'd expect that a kid with a larger toy selection than Walmart would be happy. But no, he's a little brat. Whenever someone does tell him no, he's on the ground screaming and crying. Kids that get everything they want are so unbearable that you just want to scoop them up and toss them out a window. Oh, thank God that everyone grows out of that. Right? Yeah, no. There are just as many annoying adults as there are children, if not more. But instead of screaming and crying when things don't go their way, adults reject the truth. It's what author Michael Specter calls denialism. a phenomenon where members of a society turn away from reality in favor of a more comfortable lie. Echo chambers are denialism on steroids. They provide a space where your opinion is constantly validated, regardless of whether it's true. This system produces all sorts of irrational people, from political fanatics to flat earthers to Kanye West. And just like my annoying little cousin, these people are truly unbearable. However, the consequences of echo chambers go far beyond just producing annoying people. Under the right circumstances, the social media pots can boil over and cause real-world threats. A group of people reaffirming their own pre-existing opinions, that's bad enough. But a group of radical people, that can be dangerous. Extremists scream into the void, and the echoes they're met with get louder and louder and louder until the chamber itself breaks. We've seen it happen. On January 6th, 2021, thousands of political fanatics emerged from extremist social media sites and stormed the United States Capitol. We can no longer pretend that social media polarization is confined to the internet. As Renee DiRista of the Stanford Internet Observatory states, this insurrection was proof of the very real-world impact of echo chambers. But the true danger of this system isn't the threat posed by these radicals. It's that we can very easily become these radicals. The January 6th rioters weren't international terrorists. They were regular Americans, like you and me, who refused to accept the truth. Echo chambers will change our very identity if we're not careful. Maybe it's already happening. So how do we stop this? While researching this topic, I devised a revolutionary solution. If one-sided social media content polarizes us, let's just change the algorithms to show both sides. Problem solved. Y'all are welcome. But as is so often the case, my sole opinions don't quite line up with the truth. In fact, a recent study published by Christopher Bale of the National Academy of Sciences found that exposing social media users to opposing beliefs just makes them hate the other side more. Clearly, this issue isn't just about bad algorithms. It's about us. So that's what we can do. We can change us. And that starts in our conversations with those we disagree with. A genuine desire to understand the other point of view is the only cure to echo chambers. As Dr. Jordan Peterson puts it, assume that the person you're listening to might know something you don't. It is extremely beneficial for both sides to listen like a fly on the wall, or a fly on the forehead for that matter. After all, as hard as it is to admit, you don't know everything. You can't figure out who the killer in a murder mystery movie is after only watching the first 10 minutes. Of course you can't. You need to see the whole thing before attempting to determine the truth. We must apply that to every part of our lives. So above all else, find the truth. Find it on social media. Find it on the internet. Find it in conversation. Find it in literature. Find it in your closest friends. Find it in complete strangers. Find it in the infinite world around you. And find it deep within yourself. Wherever you go, piece together truth bit by bit. And don't be afraid if it contradicts your beliefs. Because as journalist Gloria Steinem put it, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. And I've been pissed off quite a few times in my life. But only now am I beginning to realize that that's a good thing. So when you leave here today, after you've gone through your classes when you've driven home and you're lying in bed, say something you truly believe out loud. And hopefully, you won't hear an echo. Thank you.